Hello, Scrap and Names fans, how are we all? Well, I'm back with an Arty Fun Friday video, except I think this is going to probably go up a bit late because it always takes forever to get sorted. But nonetheless, it will be here. Now, this one is a scrap lift. I was so inspired by a video I watched by the lovely Paige Evans on her YouTube channel lately. I don't think it's a new video as such, but I'm just sort of been binge watching hers of late, just for her cut files and things like that. So what I've done is, this is actually the second of a cut file I designed, and it is, I've just got a heart shape and made it into different sizes, not measured real well, but there. And now I've left it on my Cameo, my Silhouette Cameo mat. Added some dollops of acrylic paint. Now they're generally just the Flutter by Designs acrylic paints for this one. That pink one down the bottom might be a Dilutions one. Yes, I can see it in the top left underneath the tripod. And basically I am just going to make a big mixed media painty mess all over this cut file, as you can see. I do wash my brush a little bit off in some water in between, just to help move the paint around a little bit, make sure the paint doesn't go into a murky colour. Now, there could be some of you creative peeps out there who are really great with paint and are going, what the hell is she thinking? And I apologise if I have given you some heart palpitations with this. I'm not one of those people. I've no idea about paint colouring, I'll be honest. The colour wheel, whatnot, completely unfamiliar to me altogether, so I just winged it, really. And I'm actually not too disappointed with how it turned out, so it's okay. I was at first a little bit like, oh crap, this isn't going to work on the layout I had planned this for, which is the photo you saw earlier of my eldest niece, who is now 5. I've just decided to create a scrapbook album for her, as she was the only one of my nieces and nephews that doesn't have an album as yet, and we saw a really cute one the other week at Spotlight, so I brought it, and now I've decided that I best fill it. Anyway, so just added some dots of white paint as per the Scraplift, the original layout, and just smooshing that around on my page or on my cut file using a palette knife. Now, I will link the blog post, and I'll try and link the video, or maybe I assume I can do that, in the description box below for you, so you can obviously link it to, and obviously so Paige gets the credit for this as well, so you can go back and have a look. But I've tried to pretty much mimic as close to as possible. Obviously, only really differences are, for the most part, the big differences in the way I did the cut file. The paint I chose is not at all the same colours as such that she chose, and as you will see, I don't do any of the stitching she does, and Paige's work is just beautiful, so yes. But anyway, now these ones were the original cut file I did. It was a test run to see if I could do it, and I measured them, so these are really big, these hearts, and weren't going to work. So I've actually, for the most part, I snipped this down. I cut some of these hearts down, and then used some of the bigger ones you'll see as just to cut out some smaller hearts. But yes, so I've just put some paper underneath to protect my mat, and I'm just going a bit cray-cray with the paint, which I still have on some of my fingernails at the moment, and this was done a few days ago. But I do mix it around, and you can see I don't. The problem with this was the paint. These hearts moved, obviously. They're not sort of stuck on anything, so I had to sort of mix the paint by just sort of flicking the paintbrush across in different ways. But anyway, it's all good. All right, so here is my pattern. Here's my background paper. It is a textured pale pink kind of cardstock. Different again to the one Paige uses. She uses like a light blue, I think, from memory, but I'm scrapping a girl and she scraps her son. She also divides hers up into 4 quadrants, as per you can see me doing here, with just some white acrylic paint. Now, she also stitches along these lines here, and I don't. I don't have a sewing machine, and I really didn't have the time to actually hand stitch everything, or patience. I wanted to have this up, which is Friday, and it is Friday, late Friday, and I really wanted to have this up today for you. So the original plan was to have this done, have it edited, voice-overed by the Thursday, because it usually takes nearly half for this to actually save on my computer, which is ridiculous. I don't know why this program takes so long, my editing software, but it does. And yes, so hence why this could be an Arty Fun Friday come Saturday, Sunday kind of video. So it might be Friday somewhere when this goes up in the world, but in Oz, here in Australia, yeah, it's probably going to be sometime over the weekend. But why not? I have been giving you sneak peeks to this if you're an Instagram fan of mine. So, you know, here it is, you know, without further ado kind of thing. So, yes, I was going to wait until Friday next week, but I thought, no, I've been, you know, giving some sneaky peeks and people have been seeming to really like it. So, these layered hearts, so I will get it up for you. All right, so using a Katie Mixed Media stencil. I love these stencils. They are so easy to use. I don't know why, but they're not bulky. They're easy to put texture paste through and paint through, and they're just so smooth. But I'm just putting some texture paste through this. For some reason, I chose this kind of pattern, sort of spoke to me as being, I guess, a baby kind of look. I don't know why, just the bubbles and the, you know, the circular pattern. I don't know, just kind of, I don't know. It just did at the time when I was looking through my stencil folder. That just popped out at me, so that's what I went with when I did it. So I've, again, as per my Scraplift, the original, it has, I think Paige uses some aligned horizontal line stencil from memory in these 2 quadrants. I was going to go hearts originally but I thought it's just going to look too like Amy's kind of spewed hearts everywhere, because the cut files were really big, so the layered hearts ended up being really big. So I just went, no, I just don't think that's going to look good. So I went with this as a bit of a different pattern.
Pieces for these. I have nowhere to go in my book. I'm looking at each album.
That one.
This one?
Yeah, you just need to put the sleeves in. The new sleeves I brought. Okay, sorry, my daughter's talking to me at the same time behind me. She's putting her scrapbook stuff away. There you go. All right, so what I don't think I had there was I used some clear gesso over the texture paste as well, because I came in with some watercolors to put a bit of color on here as well. Again, I have to say I did it as Paige did on hers. No, I can't say I was real happy with this, so I was really keen to cover this up, which I ended up doing. But yeah, it just didn't go very well. I'm not really sure of the purpose of this, or maybe I just really buggered it up, and that's why I was like, meh, does not look good. But anyway, all good. I covered it up. It can always be covered, which is exactly what I did. So just trim my photo down. Look at us. That's like newborn, next day newborn, I think, or even either that day is the day she was born, to fit it in on that little square there. And now I'm just peeling off my cut files from my cutting mat. So I just wanted to show you, I didn't really have any issue. Obviously, as the paint dried, it did stick down a little bit to each other, to the cardstock. I didn't really have any issue to it sticking to the mat. So that was great. And this is them all together. Also, so I go through, there's obviously a mix of colours. When I did the layers, I've tried to mix the colours up. I didn't want too much tone on tone. I wanted to make sure that they sort of popped out from each layer, popped out from each other a bit. And I did have to fiddle around because the other ones were a bit big. But I got a fair few out of it, and because they are so large, I didn't need too many as such. And I stuck each layer together with just some wet glue. And that worked. It also made it a little bit easier to move them around as I went if I needed to. And I just did as Paige did. I thought this was a cool idea, is just folded up the edges of each layer just to give each layer a bit of dimension as well. It gives a bit of interest to the hearts and really pops out those layers, I think.
Wait.
That's Holly's folder. Your folder's that new folder's that black one, and I've got new sheets for you. Just, sweetie, just leave them, do your room, and I'll help you put them away in a minute. So just arranging where all of these are going to go around. I had to put the photo down first. I'm not sure, did I start sticking these yet?
You should write Holly's name on it.
Because what better time to start doing something is when Mum's doing her voiceover. What? Go and clean your room up like I asked. So just fiddling around. I wasn't sure about the photo, so I think that's why I fuss around a little bit here. To me, it looked a little flat. And I think that's why I play around with each of the hearts as to where each of them are going to go. And I think when I actually end up adhering them, they mustn't be adhered down yet, because I don't think, because I've got the layout next to me, they're not stuck down, I can tell. They're not that close together, that bunched together. Go on. Sorry, distractions. Can you just get your room done?
I could get changed now.
Okay. Where have I gone? What am I doing? Picking papers. Sorry, I thought I edited it out. You can never tell. Sometimes it's a bit tricky. Sometimes this editing software jumps around a little bit. It drives me bonkers. So just using some leftover kit, actually. Old Kidaholic kit. And this is that Simple Stories I Am collection. And I wanted some colour around her. This is where I said I couldn't decide. It looked too flat, the photo, against the hearts. So I layer it on this pale blue to tie in with some of the blue of the hearts as well as the watercolour, and give it a bit of pop up off that pink background as well. And then I add the butterflies, a strip of the butterflies down the edge. Now, Paige in her layout adds a strip of colours. I think it's from like a washi book or something really random like that. It's not, I don't think it's actually a paper as such, down the edge of her photo. And I liked the butterflies. To me, again, it adds an element of something to do with babies, whether it be innocence or new beginnings maybe. I just thought it was really appropriate for this. Now, this page is the first, so it's the title page of my niece's album. And she actually has seen this yesterday and today. I finished it off yesterday, I think, and she loves it. So that was really nice. I was really happy that she loved it. I wasn't 100% sure. It took me the 2 days to finish it off, really, because I kept coming back. I did bulk of it when I did this, and then added some little extra pieces to it yesterday to finish it. And the fact that she loves it and it's her album is fine with me, and I'm happy with it too now. So, and it seems everyone else is as well, so that was even better. But yeah, So I do just use double-sided tape. I think I'm going to go through now and start adhering the hearts down. And I do, as I said, spread them out a little bit more now. I adhere them down. I didn't like them clumped up like that. So, yeah. And in the end, I think the watercolour, like looking at the layout now with it poking through, just adds another element of colour behind those hearts, breaking everything up a bit, which is good. And now I just work on the title, which is this welcome, which comes from Aesthetickers, and then these, and I use 2 different ones. Now this video will cut out shortly, which I apologise for, and then there will be some close-ups of the final layout. So basically what you don't see is me add some sequins and some little puffy hearts, and then that is it. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Bye.